I think I have to explain which one is the tank and which one is the Cadillac.
All right, Marshwood now trying to move the football, doing something they rarely do as they split. Cave to the far side. KC Powers to the near side. And here comes Schultz again, just shredding tacklers as he hits it inside the 45 to about the 44, 43-yard line.
They're going to look. I think he's going to be short of the first down by a few yards. That time he just went to the right side of Josh Knight. Josh Knight, 5'9", 210.
All right, third down play. They've got about a long two. They've got to get it to about the 41-yard line. They try it again with their fullback, and he's close. Out at around the 41 is where they'll spot it. They may have to bring the chains in as they'll take a look to the sidelines. Marshwood now trying to grind it out here. Biddeford defense giving ground grudgingly here as they play excellent defense here thus far with 6:28 remaining to play in this second period. We're going to have the chains brought in. Why don't we take a timeout? Timeout with the score. Biddeford 8 and Marshwood 7.
Come ride with Tri-Sports. We'll show you the state of Maine.
Winter's coming on, and Tri-Sports Topsom makes it easy for you to own the first name in snowmobiles, Skidoo. It's easy with no money down, and even easier with no payments for 90 days. Plus, you could receive $200 in free accessories. You better get on over to Tri-Sports Topsom now and see the new Skidoo.
Ride with Tri-Sports. We'll show you the state of Maine.
All right, as we come back, here you see the score, and we've got a situation, Jimmy, 4th and inches.
Well, Abel Schultz is their tank. He's the guy that will get this ball, I would think, going out on a limb here. Although I'll tell you, watch the fake. They've got wide receivers to either side.
They do. They split their ends this time, and straight ahead is their fullback. He's got the first down as he bangs his way to the 39-yard line. In underneath, Alan Tremblay made the initial hit, but Schultz, so big and strong, just bowls his way for a couple of yards to the 39. It'll be 1st and 10.
Well, that time center Scott Edwards just blew off his line, and that opened up a hole here as you take a look at it. Right there, watch 50. See 50, and Schultz just went right behind Edwards and Rosberg, and I'll tell you, that's about, I don't know, 455 pounds of high school player to run behind.
All right, they run it this time with a wing to the near side, and they give us to Knight. He bounces off one tackler and then is stung and hit hard as Magnet is up from the secondary to finish him off. In underneath, Lamonte, number 45, on the hit right about at the line of scrimmage, the 39-yard line. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Tigers doing a good job of containing the dangerous Steve Knight. But Abel Schultz also has 10 touchdowns coming into this game. About 600 yards rushing.
They've got weapons, all right. They come in a double wing formation now as Knight goes on the wing. This time they send Corrigan in motion, and they pitches to it. Corrigan trying to sweep to the far side. He's pretty well hemmed in as he turns the corner and is out of bounds at around the 35-yard line.
Well, that time they ran a pitch to Corey Carrigan, Frank, and they had Knight and Schultz blocking, both running backs, excellent blocking backs as well, as we'll take a look at it again.
Well, you watch, they set it up on a double wing, and they had Carrigan going in motion off the wing.
Watch 33, Schultz blocking right there, Tardif, and then Corrigan gets around outside before he's knocked out of bounds by John Poisson.
All right, they spotted at the 35-yard line. It'll be 3rd and about 5. 5 minutes, 27 seconds remaining in the first half. 8-7 Biddeford with the lead. Gordon, play action, wants to throw, big rush. Scrambling, still on his feet, throws incomplete. Boy, what a rush Biddeford put on that time.
Now, J.D. Bolya almost got him, too. He was able to trip him up a little bit. Gordon then lost his footing, and that is definitely a hurry as we'll take a look at it. First man through penetrating was Adam Tremblay. He had a hand on Gordon. Gordon then rolled out. Here comes the pursuit of J.D. Bolya. The dive trips him up a little bit. Gordon's able to escape, and then he just kind of unloaded the football.
He got rid of it before John Poisson buried him.
And that's a smart play by Jeff Gordon, who may have been one of the big keys to the success of Marshwood this year, completing over 50% of his passes.
Now, the line of scrimmage, the 35-yard line, the Biddeford 35. Knight back to punt, and let's see if he does. No. They come on play action. They go to Carrigan right up the middle. He's got running room. He's got a first down. He's inside the 30-yard line to the 28-yard line. So Biddeford tried it. It didn't work. Marshwood tries it. It does work.
And Carrigan is down on the sideline, shaken up. We'll take another look at it. the short snap and then the quick handoff that time. Corey Carrigan has blockers in front of him. Right there, I bet that's Justin Rosberg.
Number 77,
Chris Frothingham. And Carrigan picks up the first down.
But he
and
paid
he's still
the price.
shaking
He's
up.
injured. He's shaking up and down on the field. So while we have a moment, we'll take a timeout. 5 minutes, 14 seconds remaining to play in the first half. Biddeford leading 8-7.
Hi folks, playing for the Maine Mariners is very rewarding. I really enjoy clearing the puck. And speaking of clearing, the folks at Pete's True Value Hardware and Lawn Boy have teamed together to bring you a great deal on Lawn Boy snowblowers. That's right, snowblowers. So with winter almost here, it's time to get ready to clear. So get a Lawn Boy snowblower from Pete's True Value Hardware. And let a Lawn Boy snowblower from Pete's clear the way for you. Ready, team? Let's clear.
Pete's True Value Hardware, Scammon Street, Saco.
28.
Yep. Corey Carrigan gets to his feet. I think he just had the wind knocked out of him after that fake punt and run for a first down. He walks back under his own power. And
He'll be back.
He'll definitely be back. It's 1st and 10 now for Marshwood. And I think they spot that ball, Frank, at the 28-yard line.
All right, on the Biddeford 28-yard line, number 41, Chris Glidden, will replace Carrigan for the next play anyway. He'll be the wing back to the near side. Ends in tight. First down play from the 28-yard line. They go straight ahead to Schultz. Schultz barrels through people. He just breaks arm tackles as he hits it inside the 25 to about the 23-yard line. No, they'll mark it at the 24. Gain of 4 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 6. 4 minutes, 50 seconds remaining to play here in the first half. Marshwood trailing 8-7.
But Marshwood is driving here. They started the drive back at their own 20-yard line. A big run by Abel Schultz got them to midfield, and they've really just been running the football effectively here in the second quarter.
All right, Biddeford looking to dig in now. Line of scrimmage, their 24-yard line. Knight trying to go straight ahead, spins, and gets maybe a tough yard, and that's all as the whistle blew at about the 23-yard line.
Oh, the Tigers doing a great job on defense, shutting down Steve Knight. It's obvious Mike Landry, I'll tell you, when he has a week to prepare for a team, especially after seeing them already once in the season, he always does a great job, and they've come to play, and they've stopped Steve Knight so far in this game.
Football at about the 22-yard line. They have to get it to about the 18. A little shy of that, so key third down play. This is Glidden. He bobbles as he tries to sweep, and he is then buried. Number 35 is Poisson.
John Poisson, what a great game he's having here in the first half. He's got an interception, at least 3 or 4 tackles, and he popped the running back that time. We'll take a look at it again.
They strung this one out beautifully, though.
Chris Glidden bobbled that pitch a little bit and turned it up. Biddeford did a great job of stringing it out, and then Poisson popped him. Great job that time. Also in on the tackle, Neil Bolduck.
All right, here comes Marshwood now as they send 3 wide receivers to the near side of the field on a 4th down play. The pitch back is a loose football and finally out of bounds. It was thrown over Knight's head and out of bounds. It'll be Biddeford's ball right where that ball went out of bounds.
Well, I don't think Coach Rod Watton was too happy with that execution of that play. That time, Gordon just overthrew his man, Steve Knight, who was open. Biddeford takes over right where that ball goes out of bounds.
They tried to set up a little flanker screen over here. The ball overthrown, intended for Knight.
And, of course,
the lateral, of course, and it's out of bounds.
Knight, if he had completed that, would have been able to pass downfield, but that play just didn't work at all. It backfired big time.
And it gives the Tigers pretty good field position, too. It's because it's out near the 39-yard line. So, with 3 minutes and 13 seconds remaining to play in the first half, a break for Biddeford now as they take over on their own 39-yard line. LeBlanc wide to the far side. DeRocher to the near side. Magnan in motion on a first down play. St. Anne's running room. Breaks one tackle, gets out across the 45-yard line to about the 46. A gain of almost 6 on the play. Fullback John St. Ange having himself a good first half.
48 yards in the first half already, Frank. And again, that is a great stat if you're a Biddeford Tiger fan, because that means you're running the football effectively up the middle. And that will open up things on the wings for the Tigers offense.
Well, as you recall, as we said, that's 43 more yards than they got as a team last time these two teams played. LeBlanc goes wide, far side of the field. Second down play from around the 46-yard line now. McDermott goes in motion. This is Magnet trying to slash it off the left side. Runs into a lot of purple jerseys there. Leading the way, Casey Powers, number 87, the defensive end, and Adams to tackle defensively.
Well, you got to give Ray Magnet some room, and he had no room in a hurry in that play.
Clock continues to move with 2 minutes and 45 seconds remaining to play in the first half. Biddeford leading at 8-7. They spot the football across the 45 out to about the 47-yard line. It'll be third and fairly long. Third and almost 4 for the Tigers as Tardif comes in, and LeBlanc will go to the sidelines for Biddeford. All right, here come the Tigers now in that wishbone. Everybody in tight. Goulet wants to throw. He's looking, and it is overthrown. Had a man along that far sideline, but the pass was overthrown. The intended receiver was Steve Dion. You rarely see him in that offensive unit. He's a defensive end, but he had him in that offensive unit that time.
And he had him. Again, let's take a look at it. Play action fake into the line. Goulet back to pass. And it just goes off the hands back there in coverage. Jason Parent, and just over the fingertips of Dion.
Boy, looks like that was a catchable ball.
Yep.
All right. Fourth down situation, punting situation. Magnet will punt it away to either Cast or Knight. Magnet, again, gets a great kick away. Knight fields it over the shoulder back at the 10-yard line. Coming to the near sideline, just cruising, has bounced out of bounds as he gets across the 20. And a flag is going to be thrown for a late hit. They're going to call a late hit out of bounds on number 77. And I'll tell you, that was a long...
That was not really, I don't know, as flagrant as I think I wanted to see.
Now, if we get another look at that...
we're going to have an audience if we get another look at it. It is personal foul.
They're calling a personal
Biddeford.
foul against Biddeford. Now, we have to say, you're going to hear a little uproar here as we get another look at it, because the Biddeford coaching staff is in the booth with us here.
He's going to be out of bounds, and he really just gets touched. I don't know if he gets popped. He's out of bounds right there.
Now he's out of bounds, and...
Two-hand touch or what?
That was it.
That was it right there.
That was the infraction, and for that, it's going to be a personal foul. Let's go down to Tommy Caron.
Okay, Tom.
We want to remind you, just over a minute left in the half. At halftime, we'll update you with all the other scores and tell you what's happening in that Coney game where an official was taken from the field. We'll keep you posted on everything going on at halftime. Back up to you.
All right, as you see, Gordon wants to set up the throw to screen. He does to Kerrigan, but he's nailed. Magnet up from the secondary, puts a hit on him. Back at about the 38-yard line, right about at the line of scrimmage. So no gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and 10. That clock continuing to move. We have a minute and 15 seconds now remaining to play in the first half. Biddeford leading it 8-7. Tigers, after going in for a score to move to 7-6, elected to go for 2, and it paid off. Gordon throwing over the middle. It's going to be picked up. Nope, dropped. Willett, the safety, had his hands on it, couldn't hang on at the 45-yard line.
Well, that time Willett caught the ball, actually, but he was falling away. His center of gravity was pulling him away from the ball, and he just dropped it. Gordon back to pass. Good pursuit, good rush that time by Biddeford. Gordon kind of had to hurry his throw. Nice effort that time by Willett. He's just not able to hold on to it. We got coaches on the field, so I've got to figure Biddeford takes a timeout.
All right, let's take a timeout. We have 59 seconds remaining to play here in the first half. The score, Biddeford 8 and Marshwood 7.
Tickets that are worth something. Speeding ticket, $50. Dry cleaning ticket, $12.50. Parking ticket, $5. First balcony tickets to a second-run show, $16 each. Another parking ticket, $10. Boston Red Sox ticket, right field, bleacher seats, $12. Low number ticket from Stan's Deli, $9.50, and a coupon for free potato chips. Movie ticket for 2, $10. Ski ticket, $25. This week's winning Tri-State Megabucks ticket, about $1 million. Now that's the ticket. Tri-State Megabucks. Play this week and just imagine.
All right, we have 59 seconds remaining to play in this first half. Marshwood Tigers in their own territory at about their own 38-yard line. They've got a 3rd and 10 situation from there.
Biddeford's back in the prevent defense right now. The safety, Willett, is all the way back on his own 42-yard line.
All right, they split it in, the Snowbrick to the far side of the field. And on the reverse, the give is to Kerrigan coming off on the counter. And he gets it across the 40 out to about the 42-yard line. As that clock moves, now 50 seconds remaining to play here in this first half.
Nice play by Neil Bolduc on the tackle. He's having a great game as well.
With very active linebackers. As we get another look at it, see on the counter play, it looked like a little daylight there, and all of a sudden it closes up quickly.
I'll tell you, man, another difference in this game from the first time they played, Frank. Biddeford arm tackled in that first game. Now they're playing the man much better, and they're making sure their tackles, and that made a big difference in the first game. Now, of course, on the opposite end, making a big difference here in Biddeford's favor.
So 4th and long, and Knight will do the punting now, and he gets a pretty good punt away. Bagnet just waving people away and saying, let it bounce and let it go, because there's only 9 seconds remaining, and that should be it. They may stop the clock here and just put it in play and run out the clock, and Biddeford looking to take an 8-7 lead into halftime. Scoring coming fairly early in this football game.
And settle down to a defensive battle here in the second quarter. You know, Frank, we talked about how these two teams were the top 2 offensive teams. They're also the top 2 defensive teams in the league, and well, they've certainly shown it here this afternoon. I'm pretty sure Marshwood has only had 3 touchdowns scored against their first unit all year long, 2 coming in the Biddeford game, and that is the end of the first half.
All right, the end of the first half. As the teams trot off, the fans have enjoyed it, and well, they should. They've seen a good first half of football. But the Marshwood Hawks got up there on the board first as an interception by Corey Kerrigan put them in position, and then they struck. Gordon throwing to Cave as the defender was in a battle with Cave, and Willette, the safety, fell, and Cave was on his way, a 45-yard play. They added the extra point, and it looked like it might be easy for the Hawks, Jimmy.
I think if you told me that Marshwood was going to score their touchdown in the air and Biddeford was going to score their touchdown on the ground, I'd say, no, you got that wrong. Because everybody said Marshwood runs, Biddeford passes. But that's the funny thing about high school football, especially when it comes to big games, and especially when 2 teams are playing each other for the second time. They're not going to do the same things that you expect them to do, because it's the second time that the teams have seen it. So they want to mix it up. They want to throw the option pass. They want to throw in a counter play, a reverse, that sort of thing. Open it up and make it more entertaining for the fans, and also much more tough, a lot tougher, that is, for the teams to defend against. Both teams doing great jobs, though, of shutting down the other team's offense so far here in the first half.
And with Biddeford trailing 7-0, of course, they came back, then finally put a drive together, and the key play there was great pass. Goulet threaded into Ray Magnet. When Glidden went for the interception, Magnet, maintained his concentration through the arms and all, made a great catch along the sidelines, gave him a first down inside the 10, and it was Goulet on the keeper as he ran the option to get it in. And then they had set up for the point after, took a timeout.
And then, of course, they went for the 2-point conversion to J.D. Bollier, who came up with a diving grab of a Chris Goulet pass for the 2 points, and those 2 points, of course, being the difference in this ball game on the scoreboard so far, with Biddeford leading 8-7.
You got to wonder about a play like that, because they had their place kicker out there. They had him all set to go. Who got the hunch? All of a sudden, they said, hey, wait a minute, call a timeout. They went over. Coaching staff talked it over. Next thing you know, they come out and they're going for 2.
Well, that's the sign of a winning football team, and that's why Biddeford is the most winningest team in Class A high school football in the state of Maine. 5 state championships. Mike Landry has had 3 in the 80s here. Of course, this is a battle of the top 2 football programs of the 80s in the state of Maine, Marshwood and Biddeford. Biddeford winning 80 and losing, I believe, 17 games in the 80s. This is their 98th game in the decade of the 80s, and they've won 3 state championships over that time. And it's programmed. Winning breeds winning. Success breeds success. It's true on both sides of the field here today. Marshwood and Biddeford both winning a lot of championships, and we've seen it in their play. Not only are they winning games, but the way they play football. They make their blocks. They make solid tackles, and they carry themselves very well on the field as well.
All right, it's 8-7. Biddeford leading Marshwood at halftime. Biddeford band on the field performing now. Marshwood band will be out there later, and we'll be back. We'll take a break, but we'll have more halftime activity in just a moment.
This kind of love is mythical.
Remember as children the excitement of chattering back and forth on your homemade telephones? And as we developed into our teenage years, the telephone suddenly became part of our bodies. Today, the telephone plays an important role in our professional lives. Businesses depend on quick and accurate communication. AIM Telephones of New England is your communication link of today into tomorrow with state-of-the-art business telephone systems. Dial 1-800-CALL-AIM and let AIM help you hear what the world has to say.
As you travel the interstate from Kittery to Waterville, you're never more than 30 minutes from a Haley's Tire and Service Center. Now through November 30th, Haley's Tire and Service Centers will winterize your car. For only $29.95, Haley's will drain and fill your radiator with antifreeze, check your cooling system for leaks, and check your belts, hoses, and battery. Just $29.95, and Haley's will make sure your car is ready for winter. Haley's Tire and Service Centers, Falmouth Shopping Center, Falmouth, 300 State Street, Augusta, and Elm Street, Biddeford, across from Dunkin' Donuts.
Tickets that are worth something. Speeding ticket, $50. Dry cleaning ticket, $12.50. Parking ticket, $5. First balcony tickets to a second-run show, $16 each. Another parking ticket, $10. Boston Red Sox ticket, right field, bleacher seats, $12. Low number ticket from Stan's Deli, $9.50, and a coupon for free potato chips. Movie ticket for two, $10. Ski ticket, $25. This week's winning Tri-State Megabucks ticket, about $1 million. Now that's the ticket. Tri-State Megabucks. Play this week and just imagine.
All right, we're at halftime here at Marshwood, and the Biddeford Tigers are leading the Marshwood Hawks 8-7. Right now, we'll go downstairs to Tom Karen. He's with a gentleman that knows just how tough it is to play both of these football teams. Tommy?
That's right, Frank. You talk about these two teams. You talk about both teams pretty much having dominance all season. One of the coaches in Western Maine football who had the dubious pleasure, I guess, of having both teams on his schedule, Rob Card of the Westbrook Blue Blazes. First of all, let's talk about this first half, Rob. Did you expect it to be this close at the half?
Well, I was hoping it'd be this close. You know, Biddeford's playing real good defense. I feel they're not blitzing as much as they usually do. They're sitting back in a 4-4 defense. And instead of sending people all the time, I think they'd be a little more successful against Marshwood doing that. Marshwood, as I feel, tried to pass the ball a little more than they usually try to pass. They're not really staying with their ground game. And as I am surprised, it's as close as it is right now.
Probably a little surprised, too, that Marshwood would have their touchdown in the air and Biddeford would run theirs in.
Oh, definitely. That was a great pass that the Garden kid threw in the second play of the game. And it was a guessing call that Mike Landry made for a 2-point conversion after they scored.
Now, you've played both these teams, and they've both had very successful seasons. Compare and contrast the two a little from the eyes of an opposing coach.
Well, I feel that Biddeford is a much more explosive team. They can beat you in the air very, very quickly. On the ground game, they run the option extremely well, whereas Marshwood will come around the field and just drive it down your throat, and you can't do much to stop them.
Tough front line, I'm sure, too, for Marshwood. They're so big.
Oh, geez, they are real big, and they really control the ball very, very well.
We saw Gordon put one up in the air for a touchdown. You think maybe this season they've been kept a little under wraps because they've been running out to big leads? You think there's more to the offense than just straight-ahead power?
Oh, I think so, but the thing that involves the passing game is you have to throw it a lot to really get confidence in your throwing and your catching ability, and they really haven't had opportunity to throw it that much. They've been ahead so much in the games and running the ball. So when crunch time comes, I think it'd be a little difficult for them to really rely on the pass to score a touchdown.
What kind of effect has having a team like Marshwood replacing Noble, a team that you probably would have enjoyed having on your schedule this year rather than Marshwood? You know, what kind of effect does that had on the Western Maine Conference?
Well, I think it definitely helps our conference tremendously, having a team like that and Marshwood's caliber and the mystique of them coming in and being such a great organization, has such all the success they had in the past 10, 15 years. It's going to help our Class A program out, definitely.
Again, next week, the state final, we'll be televising that game as well. We'll get the plug in now. Do you think an Eastern team could stack up to a Marshwood or a Biddeford?
This year, I don't think so. The Eastern teams right now, this is a very good conference, but they don't face the type of competition we face week in and week out, where you face a variety of offenses, a variety of defenses, and that league up there right now, they don't have that mixture of offensive and defenses that we see week in and week out. I think that might hurt them a little bit.
Your season ended a couple of weeks ago, Rob. I'm sure people think you're kicking back, having fun, but I'm sure you're already working on next season.
Oh, definitely. We're going to start our weight program next year, and matter of fact, I have a meeting next week with my coaches to evaluate this year's season, evaluate our personnel coming back, and formulate our offense and defense for next year.
Yeah, looking forward to it?
Oh, definitely. We have 18 returning starters, and we graduated 3 seniors, and we have a great junior class coming back next year, so we're looking forward to it.
Put you on the spot finally, Rob. What do you think is going to happen in the second half here?
that's really put me on the spot right now. I really feel that it's going to be a great second half, and it depends. The team that makes the fewest mistakes is going to win the game.
Okay, Rob, thanks for joining us. Rob Card, head coach of the Westbrook Blue Blazes. When we come back during our halftime show, we'll have scores from college and high school, as well as a look at some of the Western players that might be favorites for the Fitzpatrick Trophy. So stay with us.
Tickets that are worth something. Speeding ticket, $50. Dry cleaning ticket, $12.50. Parking ticket, $5. First balcony tickets to a second-run show, $16 each. Another parking ticket, $10. Boston Red Sox ticket, right field, bleacher seats, $12. Low number ticket from Stan's Deli, $9.50, and a coupon for free potato chips. Movie ticket for two, $10. Ski ticket, $25. This week's winning Tri-State Megabucks ticket, about $1 million. Now that's the ticket. Tri-State Megabucks. Play this week and just imagine.
True Value Hardware, it's more than a name.
It really is more than a name. It's Paul recommending the best tools for the job, and Chester finding the perfect shade of blue. It's Gene helping with a heavy load, and Mary Ann knowing the right answers for a do-it-yourselfer. In fact, it's more than 6,000 independent stores nationwide who know that delivering personal service is our way of doing business.
True Value.
Under an hour, that's great.
Magic 93 WMGX, Portland's classic hit station. 3:30, we have 28 degrees in town, Portland, and it's cold out there. I hope you're staying warm.
When our name's on it, you can depend on it.
Welcome back to the halftime of the Western Maine Class A Football Championship. We've got a barn burner going as the Biddeford Tigers lead the Marshwood Hawks 8-7 at the half. Now, the Eastern Championship going on today at Bowdoin College, pitting Coney and Skowhegan against one another. That game tied up 14-13, not tied up, I'm sorry. Skowhegan leads Coney 14-13 in the second quarter. A bit of tragedy at that game. An official collapsed at the start of the second quarter. He was taken away to Bath Memorial Hospital. No word on his condition. Play was obviously halted for a bit, and we'll keep you posted when we get a condition on that official who collapsed. Now, a couple of Maine college scores you may be interested in. At the half, Colby was leading Bowdoin 21-7. The Colby Mules looking for a CBB championship with a victory over Bowdoin up at Seaverns Field in Waterville. And Maine, finishing off their regular season down at Northeastern, is trailing the Huskies 19-7 with 3 minutes left in the half. Now, this isn't a conference game. The UMaine Black Bears are at 7-2. A win would put them at 8-2 and pretty much give them a better shot at an at-large bid should they not win the Yankee Conference. But they are trailing by 12 with 3 minutes left in the half. Now, as we continue our halftime show, let's take a look at one of the big nights of the year in high school football season. It happens after the season ends. It's an annual banquet held in January that praises the best Class A football player in the state. It's the Fitzpatrick Trophy, and you might call it Maine's version of the Heisman Trophy. The Fitzpatrick Trophy, Maine's highest honor for Maine's best Class A football player. For most of the young men who spend their Saturdays in helmet and pads, to even be thought of for the award is an accomplishment.
It's a tremendous thing for high school football, and it's not so much winning the trophy, you know, I don't think. I think it just being one of the three finalists is a real honor.
This year, the trophy takes on added significance. James J. Fitzpatrick, the man whose devotion to high school football in Maine led to the naming of the trophy, died in his 90s.
Jimmy was a tremendous presence for Maine football, and especially the Portland area football. And it's a great trophy. The people who give it away, the Elowitz family, and the other people that give it away just do a tremendous job in the overall presentation and the selection of the award. It's going to mean a great deal. There are a lot of good football players in Class A this year.
And now the entire state is covered by the award. Since the realignment of Class A into Eastern and Western conferences, players in the Pine Tree Conference are eligible for the Fitzy.
And it's just a great affair. It really is. It's very well done. The trophy means a lot. It's even more beneficial now. It even means a lot more because it involves the entire state of Class A.
Last year, Kirk Matthew became the first PTC player to win the trophy. The running back from Lawrence didn't let his career end there. This year, in his rookie season at Maine Maritime Academy, he ran for 1,242 yards and 10 touchdowns, both school records for rookies.
The kid that wins it, in my estimation, should be really a kid that would probably go on and play football in college. It hasn't been that way with a lot of them, but it's nice to see a kid that wins the Fitzpatrick Trophy to go on and be successful. Kirk has been very successful as a freshman. I really didn't expect him to do as well as he's done. He's really done an outstanding job at Maine Maritime Academy.
So who will Matthew's successor be? With nominations already in, most are saying Marshwood's Steve Knight, who's gained over 1,200 yards so far, is the favorite in the West. One of his biggest supporters is his coach.
Well, of course, I'm prejudiced. I think Steve Knight's had a fantastic year. He plays both sides of the football for us, does it very well. Of course, Steve will be the first to admit he's had a lot of help by his teammates, but Steve is a class football player.
There are certainly other contenders in Western Maine A. Biddeford's Chris Goulette and Ray Magnet are a potent 1-2 punch and are a big reason why the Tigers are playing in today's game. Cheverus's Josh Whipple and Steve Olson put up pro-like passing numbers all year, but both are juniors and will be early favorites next season. South Portland's Mike Susi will probably be one of the few linemen to be in contention.
I think if I was to pick one person to start a team, I think I might pick Mike Susi, even over Ray Magnet or Steve Knight or some other people. Mike Susi is a great football player. He's a lineman. He's a guy on the defensive end, so he doesn't receive the exposure the other guys receive. But if you look at the impact that Mike Susi has in the game, it's immense, and he's a great football player.
And those players are only from the West. It's another competitive year for the Fitzy, a fitting legacy to a man who gave his heart to the game, and to whom the game gives tribute each January. Halftime festivities going on here at Marshwood Field in Elliott. It's halftime of the Western Maine Class A Football Championship. Biddeford leads Marshwood 8-7. The Marshwood High band on the field behind me. And as we continue our halftime festivities, we'll go to a break here. But when we come back, Frank and Jimmy up in the booth will have highlights and stats from the first half.
Come ride with Tri-Sports. We'll show you the state of Maine.
Winter's coming on, and Tri-Sports Topsom makes it easy for you to own the first name in snowmobiles, Skidoo. It's easy with no money down, and even easier with no payments for 90 days. Plus, you could receive $200 in free accessories. You better get on over to Tri-Sports Topsom now and see the new Skidoo.
Ride with Tri-Sports. We'll show you the state of Maine. This cannon